This video, I'm going to give you everything you need to know in terms of how to be as attractive as possible in order to find a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever it is that you are looking for. This information does not depend on age, it does not depend on gender or gender identification. This is just straight up good old-fashioned advice. I am Rory, this is The Love Chat. If you would like to work with me, my website is thelovechat.net/coaching. And I'll leave a link down below. Now then, let's get into this topic. So if you want the real answer, people make attraction way too difficult. They mystify it. In order to be attractive, that literally means to pull towards, right? So think about magnets. If a magnet is attractive to another magnet, they pull together. They feel this irresistible urge. And it's no different here. What do you, as an individual, deem as attractive? A big part of this is going to be self-reflection, because what we're attracted to is right in front of our nose. We look at it every day when we're on the street, when we're on a website, when we're on Instagram, looking at, oh wow, she's pretty, he's pretty, whatever. And then it is broken down into less tangible things. So instead of physical looks, there's also personality. Are you into someone who's more outgoing? What does outgoing look like for you? Maybe you are into someone who is more on the intellectual side of things, or the more musical side of things, or the more adventurous side of things. But as you see, we're breaking it down into all of these different categories, and so what's important for you is to ask yourself, what would I like in a partner? And then write those things down. Now, when you're looking to be attracted to someone, that's easy enough, and half of the battle is taken care of for you. But this video is about what to do if you are looking to be more attractive. So the reason I led with what do I find attractive in other people is because that's going to tend to be the people that you're going to want to attract. Not exclusively, and there is definitely something to the phrase of opposites attract. However, there's also something to the phrase of birds of a feather flock together. In other words, people who I am more like, I will tend to have a better time with. It's hard to say because there's so many people out there with so many varying interests, and what works for one person may not work for another person. But that's sort of the whole point here. What I like might be completely different than what you like. So take that time, take that self-reflection, and figure out what is it that you actually like. Now, on to specific information as to what you can do today that will help you be more attractive. Number 1. Work on your physical body. I am sorry, looks matter. Looks open the door. If someone is not physically attracted to you even a little bit, then it's not going to work out. If they are repelled by you, if they find you to be grotesque, it's not going to work. So that is why it's so important to work on your physical body. Number 2, work on your interests. What makes you unique? What makes you special? What things do you like to do beyond social media, going to school, working? What things can you light up about when you're telling someone new? What things can you maybe even brag a little bit about on a first date? Are you really good at learning instruments? Do you have a podcast that you could tell them about? Maybe you're a collector of different cards from all over the world. Maybe you're really good at cooking. Whatever it may be, what are your interests, and what can the other person that you want to date see you get excited about? There's something unnameable in seeing someone light up about a passion. It is attractive. That's just the reality. They basically want to know that you're out there living a life, doing things. It's not just waking up, going to work, coming home, watching Netflix every day. You want to remind yourself that part of a date is an interview, and they're asking themselves, is this someone I could see my life with? What excitement might we have? What events might we be up to? How will this person help me grow and become better and a more complete version of myself? So if I'm on a date with someone and all they have going on is work, and I've actually been in those situations before, even if the person's really cool and really nice, they're boring. And I don't want to date someone who's just work. And this leads me into the next category, which is your emotional and mental baggage. Is that stuff mostly tucked away? And let's be clear here. I'm not saying you have a complete and total handle on every single trauma that's ever happened to you. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and part of this is being really honest with yourself, if I get into this relationship, am I going to do things or bring behaviors into this relationship that I know to be unhealthy? Am I ready to be in a committed, exclusive relationship? That's a real question that you have to ask yourself. It's important because so many people these days are horrified of relationships, or horrified of being cheated on, or ghosted, and so they have a very quit before you're fired mentality, and then the relationship falls apart, and they got into situations knowing they were not ready. So I want to be very careful here because there is a whole multitude of different problems that people can go through and traumas that people can suffer and endure through life. And just because someone has endured that doesn't mean that they're not worthy of love. Of course they are. The specific question I'm asking is, are you ready? Emotionally ready, physically ready, intellectually ready, etc., to be in a romantic relationship? And if you're not, you know your personal struggles, and you know that therapy is probably the place to go. If you're interested in getting a therapist, I am sponsored by BetterHelp, the therapy company. I will leave a link down below. It's just betterhelp.com/Rory, and you get a discount on therapy. But it doesn't matter where you get the help from as long as you get the help. Next, and perhaps the most important, is social. Do you have a social life? Are you going out and doing things? Are you meeting new people and trying new foods and putting yourself in situations where you are not comfortable? These are important hallmarks and milestones in our life because we need to continually grow and put ourselves in situations where we have no mastery. And a good example of that would be school. Every time you go to the next grade up, you start the first few weeks a little uncomfortable, wondering how you're going to make friends, wondering how you're going to endure, are people going to like you, etc. And with enough exposure, you eventually find a way to overcome and adapt, and you fit in, and you make new friends, and you meet new people. And hell, maybe you even find some people to date, and isn't that interesting? You put yourself into a new social hierarchy, and eventually found your needs met by challenging yourself. In the case of school, you didn't necessarily have a choice, but the same thing goes for the rest of our life as adults. High school never ends. And so if you're ever not sure how to handle a situation, simply ask yourself, well, how did I handle a similar situation in high school? How did I handle problems with friends? How did I handle problems with my boss, in other words, my teacher? And just ask yourself those types of situations, because you'll find again and again there's so many different overlaps and parallels. So this is where I'm going to end the video, and let me know down in the comments below if you'd like a part 2. I didn't want to keep it too complicated because it's not. How do you attract people? By being attractive. How am I attractive? Well, first you have to define what attractive is to you, because I hate to break it to you, though looks are important, it's not just looks. So I hope this video made sense. And if you wouldn't mind, do me a favor, give me a like down below, a thumbs up, etc. Subscribe if this video helped you, and let me know if you want a part 2, because I will be more than happy to make one, but if nobody cares about this topic, then I'll just maybe move to the next one. Catch you guys in the next video.